All right. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. My name is Tellman Knudsen. This is episode 187 of the Get Shit Done show. I'm here with my co-host, Curtis Leong. Curtis.
Hi, guys. How are you doing today?
Sunday. Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday, Tellman.
What's up? What's awesome? What's happening up in Canada?
It's hot. It's like a heat wave type thing right now happening this last 2 days. So it's just with humidity, it's around 40 degrees or so, they're saying.
Cool.
Seems pretty hot.
Yeah.
Luckily, we have a pool, so jump in that later, probably get cool off a bit.
Nice. Yeah, I've been hitting the river lately.
Nice.
Myself. Yep. Cool. Yeah, I was just so I mentioned a few weeks ago I had my 30th high school reunion.
Yep.
And there were about 20 of us there from our graduating class of about 100 people. So about 20% of the class showed up. So that was cool.
Yep.
And one of the guys that helped organize it was on our, student council. Very smart dude, very responsible, really good friend of mine, Kimo Johnson. So Kimo was there. When I started the salsa company, he got inspired, and Kimo is half. His mom's Hawaiian, right? And so he started Kimo's Hawaiian Hillbilly Sauce, and sold it for a few years. Kimo's like a genius. He's very smart, a brilliant musician, and like a very good scientist. And so he went on to start this very successful tech company. Anyway, he was at the reunion, but two of our other good buddies weren't. Chris and Chris.
Oh, double
and
Chris.
So they were both. One was available, and the other came into town from the West Coast, and so four of us got together at Kimo's wife's parents' house in my hometown, because her name's Amity, and I grew up with Amity from kindergarten all the way through 12th grade, and so I used to go to like Amity's house when I was in like first grade for birthday parties and stuff.
Oh, cool.
I hadn't been there in a long time, but I decided to make a batch of Tellman salsa.
Oh, it'd be on a trip, nice.
Yeah, and I brought it up, and it was well received. So that was cool. Had a very good day. I went up with my girlfriend came with me, and my daughter came, and it was good. It was a warm day, but not too warm.
Oh, yeah. Well, it is summer, so
That's right.
All good.
That's right.
It was a good time.
Yeah, it was fun. We ate, we hung out, we caught up, we watched some old videos. A few of our group were in a band together, and watched some old VHS videos that my friend Chris had uploaded to YouTube. It was brutal, but funny. It was very funny.
Yeah. I guess looking back on how it used to be, I suppose, or how you were, I guess.
Yeah, and I brought up some old high school photos. It was good.
Yep.
It was good.
Nice.
So, okay, Curtis. So you want to improve your podcasting skills. So what's up? Tell me what's on your mind.
So basically, I just want to get better at it. So I wanted someone to talk to me on how to improve it, or maybe some parts I might be missing. Sometimes you look at your own thing, you don't see the things that other people see.
All the time.
Yeah.
Right.
That's why you have people like yourself that
right. Yeah, you
that know
really
things a bit more than I do. So
right.
I'm looking for some improvement. Sorry, my nose is running today.
Yeah, you sound a little congested.
Allergies. It's allergies or something, because I woke up this morning sneezing my head off, so something's bugging my nose.
Better go out for a run, clear that out.
I was already at the gym, so
right.
It worked for a little while, but then I came back home and it started back up again. So
that's right. Cool. So there are a few things here. Number one is, rather than focusing on improving your skills, why?
Why? Just because
Like, what's the
Just
outcome you're looking for?
the outcome I'm looking for is like more engagement. So when people see it, it's like, oh, hey, I want to listen to this person, or hey, it something I want to tune into, just like random, like, hey, what's he talking about? It sounds like a fun topic, or I sound interesting. Sometimes you just hear somebody and they just sound like, oh, I have to listen to this person. It sounds like an authority, or someone who has that makes connection with people just by listening to them. So I want to improve that section of it, even though I don't know where I'm going to get with it, but definitely become a better speaker type person.
Right, right.
Right.
Okay. So the first thing is that you're not actually clear on why you want to improve your skills.
Right.
And so when I say you're a little clear, which is where I was like, well, why? You said to improve engagement. But when you're podcasting, how do you know if you have engagement?
Usually people will like it, or they'll like follow you, or
Okay, so
download your
if you're
podcast or
trying to
whatever.
get more subscribers to your
Yep.
podcast, that's clear.
Right. Okay. So more subscribers. All
But
right.
right, that's a number you can count,
Yep.
right? If you're focused on um getting subscribers to your podcast on Spotify specifically,
Yep.
now that's something that you can grow, right? So the first thing is if you're going to try to improve your skills, know why and how to measure it. Otherwise, you won't
Yep.
know if your skills are improving, right? Um, so it's like with emails, when you're
Yep.
sending emails, most people, most solopreneurs, when they build their list, they might not really pay very close attention to how quickly their list is growing. They
Yep.
definitely pay too much attention to how quickly people unsubscribe.
Yep.
They're not paying very close attention to their actual stats on their open rates or their click-through rates, and their list isn't big enough for the stats to actually matter, so they don't get in a good habit when the list is small, so that
Right.
if the list ever gets big, they have bad habits in terms of
Okay.
tracking. And I'm a disorganized person. I'm not a naturally organized person. It takes a lot of discipline and structure for me to have any of these types of systems in place
Right.
personally, right? But if you don't look at your open rate every single day, if you don't look at your click-through rate every day, and if you don't look how many visitors you're getting to your opt-in page and what your opt-in rate is,
Yep.
you can't improve it
Right.
because you're just guessing every day. And so if you think about your skills with podcasting a little
Yep.
bit like working out,
Right.
okay, all your marketing skills are just like fitness skills. It's the
Yep.
same thing in most cases. And so you can go and you can work out, or you can go and you can be sporty, right? You
Yep.
can go and have a workout, or you can go and do something that takes physical exercise 3 times a week and never get in better shape.
Yeah, that's right. I've seen people do that.
What's the difference?
It's usually a goal or outcome you're looking for. I know that if I'm training for an event, I have a tendency to push a bit further than just a regular workout.
That was the word I was looking for, is you
Yep.
push a bit further,
Yep.
okay? You can't push a bit further if you don't have a measuring stick.
That's right.
You know how you're doing. If you're not willing to look at when you suck and when you do well, if you're not willing to admit, "Oh, I suck,"
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
really need to put in some more time here,
Yep.
then, if your feelings get hurt too easy or whatever. So in email, a lot of people never make money with email because they don't actually look at the results and try to improve them.
Yep.
Okay. And with podcasting, it's actually a very difficult format and platform to measure much,
Yeah.
especially if you're small.
Right.
Okay. And so um the first thing that I would say, dude, and
Yep.
I've already mentioned this to you, and I don't think you've done it yet,
What's that?
is you need more practice speaking. Okay.
Yep.
Don't worry about podcasting so much.
Okay.
I want you to get better at captivating groups of people when you speak. Podcasting is a medium.
Right.
It's not about podcasting.
Right.
Okay. Now, there are, whether you're live streaming on YouTube or whether you're focusing on TikTok, or whether you're just focused on your podcast, or whether you're focused on your Facebook group, or whether you're focused on Instagram, or whether you're focused on Blue Sky, or whatever it
Yeah.
is, whatever platform you're playing around with, podcasting is a lot like a platform, except it's a medium that's independent of individual platforms, right?
Right.
There's tons of technical, tactical stuff that you can learn how to do and improve in order to get better at all those things.
Yeah.
No doubt. I'm not saying you can't improve in those areas, but you're talking about presenting.
Yeah.
And so the first thing that I would do basically start enrolling in more public speaking related courses and classes.
Alright.
Okay. The more in person, the more you'll get out of it. Okay. So stop, if humanly possible, hiding behind the screen and go and join Toastmasters.
Yeah.
Okay. Another thing that you can do is you could pursue the skill of high ticket sales with the goal of getting a high ticket sales job. Okay.
Okay.
For the purpose of improving your skills selling, right?
Right.
Um, I don't, to the best of my knowledge, I don't think you have a lot of high ticket sales skills in your back pocket.
No.
And if you're selling something on a Zoom call or on a phone for 5 grand, 10 grand, 25 grand, like, you get confident over time,
Absolutely. Yeah. For sure.
right? And so I would really focus on like maybe pick up a course or two on high ticket sales, and then um up go to the nothing held back job board and apply for some jobs and just like get your butt kicked for a while,
Oh yeah.
like part-time
Right.
in the evenings or whatever.
Yeah.
um uh but are you familiar with Toastmasters?
Yeah. I've done it before. A couple years ago. I was in
Great,
it,
great.
but then
So
things, the COVID came up, and a bunch of other stuff. I never went back.
yeah. So that's a cool thing because it gets you in front of other humans.
Yep.
I mean, the format is not so important.
Yeah.
Whatever the format or structure is, you'll learn. Again, that's like changing mediums or changing platforms a little bit. Um, Another, other options like this that I've mentioned in the past, but are worth revisiting, are improv classes.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mentioned that before. Yeah.
I think I'm going to take a clowning class soon. Learn
Oh
how
yeah.
to become a clown. It makes me kind of nervous
Oh
to do
really?
it. There's a lot of circus related activity in my area. There's
Oh.
a big circus arts school, and one of my friends is kind of an expert clown teacher, and she's always running clowning classes, and I've been
Nice.
resistant to taking it for some reason. And
Yeah.
so I realized, oh, that would actually make me a better presenter. It'd give me more ways that I can interact with people and give me more things to think about and pay
Right.
attention to, right? Even if I'm not being a clown, going through the process of learning how to interact with people in
Yeah.
this way is, I
It's a
think, would be
skill.
very
Yeah.
beneficial,
Yeah. For
right?
sure.
So it's learning how to perform. Um, but it doesn't, if you're speaking or selling, that doesn't mean it's entertainment, but it's probably at least a little entertaining
Yep.
if people
Yep.
are watching and checking
Yep.
out and all these kind of things. Oh, we have a couple of people saying hi, actually, Curtis. I just want to check in. Lori, good morning. It's good to see
Oh,
you again. Lori says, good morning, fellow get shit done friends. And as a matter of fact, Curtis, Lori says,
yep. I see that.
Lori has experience speaking, Curtis.
Okay.
She says, he can connect with me and I'll hook up his speaking. I taught how to make presentations with power and confidence, and I'd love to help someone become a stronger public speaker.
Thanks,
I
Larry.
think it's great to try unique opportunities and experiences. So it seems to me like there are two opportunities here.
Yep.
One opportunity is the one that Lori just mentioned. Lori, that's really nice of you. Thank you for being awesome. Much appreciated. The first opportunity is Curtis. Lori just said she'd help to teach you some stuff about public speaking, and she used
Yep.
to do it. So there you go.
Okay.
There's an option from the universe.
Yep.
Like follow up on that, right?
I will. I'll do it right after the show.
Um, are you friends with Lori on Facebook?
Maybe because of the podcast. I'll check.
Yeah, yeah. Well, Lori, reach out to Curtis. If you guys have a hard time getting in touch with each other, let me know.
Yep.
Um, So the first opportunity is for Curtis because Lori was just so gracious to offer some of her experience
Yep.
and so on. But the second is perhaps for Lori. Lori, why aren't you actively teaching people public speaking? If that's something you know how to do, that's a great focus of all. I mean, I know that you have kind of been a little bit all over the place, and I don't know how fully focused your vision for the future has become, but doing a webinar, teaching people about public speaking, offering a group program or a course or private coaching is super straightforward. And it's something that people want, right? Absolutely. It's not complex, right? People will get what you're talking about. And people have been teaching it for decades, right? We know that people will pay for information on how to become a better public speaker.
Yep.
Um, So that's very, very interesting. I would suggest that if you are both into it, that Curtis, you be Lori's like gopher student,
Yep.
not gopher, but like what's the word I'm looking for? What am I experimental student and Lori, you actually teach a class about it with Curtis and maybe other people, you know.
Yeah. Yep.
And who knows, maybe both of you can promote it, you know. Um so uh that could be a cool opportunity. Um the point about public speaking though is that I think, Curtis, that if you're more it's not about being different than you are. It's about being
Yep.
who you are already more.
Okay.
And um otherwise it comes across as bullshit.
Okay.
Right. And it's okay to try some things and maybe have it come across as BS like that. It's not like there's anything wrong with that.
Yep.
Right. Like that's how you try new things. Like if I take a clown class, do you think my first few clowning performances are going to be extraordinary? No, I'm going to feel awkward and uncomfortable and like I'm trying to do something I don't know how to do. And it's going to feel like BS, right? So that is part of this, but you want to be who you are, except more. And so
Okay.
what I like to what I what I like to think about here is turning up the volume.
Uh-huh.
It's the same song. It's just more it's louder. And so for me, that often is in literally increasing the volume of my voice. It's opening my eyes a little wider.
Yep.
It's being more enthusiastic and energetic. It's talking a little bit faster, but I'm still saying all the stuff that I would normally say, right?
Right.
And so I guess that's another thing that you could do, Curtis, is and this can be done not just in person, but you can do this more online is actually take acting courses, like
Okay.
full on acting courses in order to improve your presence and improve your ability to really bring your energy out, right?
Right.
Um so those types of things would really help a lot. I want to throw a couple of Lori's additional comments
Yep.
up. She says, sorry, TikTok, if you can't see the you can't see Curtis or the comments because of the way whatever my restreaming onto TikTok got temporarily shut off and I'm reapplying for it. So Curtis, I
Yep.
wanted to tell Curtis that there's so many groups for dads on TikTok he can explode. He could explode.
Yep.
So there you go. All right. Lori says Curtis should smile more often.
Nice.
So, but probably good advice, truth be
Yep.
told, right? I should probably smile more often too. Um, so there are a couple other things that you can do, Curtis,
Yep.
right? Um, number one is improve your gear.
Yep.
Okay. And I have a pretty like basic setup here, right? I'm like, I do not have a super pro setup, so I'm not speaking from on high. But what I can say is um
Like a better camera or something, because I use the one on the laptop.
well, better camera, better mic, right?
Yep.
Like better computer to deal with the camera and the mic, the whole thing. Improve. What's that?
Nothing.
Oh, improve your setup,
Yep.
right? That's the like improve the light on your face. For example, you know what? Um uh
Oh,
Nothing wrong with wearing glasses, but if you're wearing glasses and you're doing a podcast, you shouldn't be able to see the reflection of the screen on your glasses in the video that you're recording, or it's not pro, right?
yeah.
It's distracting for the viewer, right? And like just straight up, right? Like
Yep.
these are some things that you can do to improve, right? Um if you want to look like you're podcasting from a bedroom, then be in a bedroom. But if you
Yep.
want to look like you're podcasting from your studio, then be in your studio or make it look like a studio,
Yep.
right? More pro. Absolutely. Another thing that you can do is invite way better people to be interviews on
Yep.
your podcast. Basically, you want to have a better podcast? Have more dynamic people that you're interviewing who are like on fire and are clearly superior to you in your presentation skills, right?
Yep.
Have great people that know how to present, that also aren't so full of themselves that they don't make you look good. Like you want people that are going to make you look good too,
Right.
but good presenters as interviewees
Yep.
is really 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 good. So in addition to all of these things, practice.
Practice. Yep.
So that taking the classes of whatever direction are all practice. And so I would like, how often right now do you create podcast content?
Once a week, unless I get someone to interview, then I'll do another one or two if I can.
How often does that happen?
Well, if I do the research for it, it can happen once a week. But there for a
No, I'm
while,
not about how I'm not asking you how often could it happen. I'm not asking you how often does it happen.
the interviews.
Yeah, in the last week, in the last 6 months.
Oh, I have 4 people interviewed.
Okay, so usually once a week,
Yep.
and then but you also create an episode with me.
Yep.
So twice a week, but it's on the same day.
That's right.
Okay. So let's go back to the fitness example.
Yep.
If you wanted to be a pro bodybuilder, how often would you work out?
Probably 7 days a week.
Okay. So if you want to be a pro podcaster,
7 days a week.
you're not practicing enough, dude.
Oh,
Right?
yep.
Practice is going to improve things. Frequent practice is going to improve things more. Frequent practice while always pushing yourself to the next level is going to make you way better, way faster.
Yeah.
A lot more practice, right? Okay, this is great. So actually, we're gonna put the spotlight on Lori here. Lori Wilk. Lori says, I have been exploding on TikTok and almost 1,000 followers on TikTok, and I've been doing lives. My last one had 422 viewers with me live. Whoa,
Oh, wow.
cool. Here's what I learned to build my audience in TikTok. I went to places that were great. I went into a Mercedes Benz and I did a live show from there.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Right. So Lori, great advice. Great advice. Right. So um, that's a little bit like getting dynamic people to interview is Lori went ahead and went to an interesting place and decided to present from there. And all of a sudden the idea was interesting and it's not just sitting in your house talking to the camera about whatever,
Yep.
Um, oh, she went to Subaru and
Super.
went live. So she's not even like I'm like, oh, I live in a small town in Vermont. I don't have a Mercedes-Benz dealership. That happened in my head, actually,
Yeah.
Lori, when you said that. Like I had that old like whiner voice in my head. And then she's like, I went to Subaru and went live. So awesome. I want to see your Subaru video. And then she said, I went to a nature center and I filmed in the woods. Right. So like, there you go. I went to a GM. So, Lori, why did you go to all these car places? I'm very curious. Just because are you looking for a new car, or like what was your excuse? What was your reason? It's very interesting. Great work, Lori. By the way, cool. Um, and then of course, whenever you go live, you then can take your live and then run it through Opus, splice and dice it,
Yep.
add your captions, and now you got 5 videos for the day that you can upload in order to ramp up your TikTok growth, right? So it's all in one place. But Curtis, does
Yes.
this make sense to you?
It does. Yeah. I think some of
Yeah,
you mentioned one time before, but I just gotta follow up on it.
you got to do more practice.
Yep.
The most important thing is do it more,
Yes. For sure.
right?
It's easy enough.
Um, you will get a lot more followers and whatever you focus on getting really good at the technical end of podcasting, but the
Yep.
presenting I think comes first,
Okay.
right? It really does. And so find ways to get in front of people and talk.
Yep.
Like the other thing that you can do, dude, is if you enroll in a class in a course to learn public speaking
Yep.
and or to learn how to speak and sell from stage,
Yep.
your ability to present is going to go through the roof. Any of these things. So I would invest some time and money in learning how to present, and I think what's going to happen is your podcasting skills are going to improve right along with your income.
Perfect. It's
Yeah,
good
dude.
news. Yep. Just gotta work on it more. That's it, right?
I mean, that's what it sounds like to me. I mean, that's not always the answer, but a lot of times it is,
Okay.
right? A lot of times it is.
Yep. Just
Um,
work.
cool. So, it's very interesting. We've been going for a long time, like 30 minutes,
Yep.
and I am streaming on TikTok, but my TikTok is like snooze fest. It normally like really lights up.
Huh.
Um,
Strange.
so for some reason, Nick, what's going on? For some reason, TikTok is kind of, oh no. There's all sorts of stuff. It just wasn't showing up.
Oh,
Whatever. Anyway,
different spot.
um, cool. So Curtis,
Yes.
tell
Tell
us
me.
a little bit about your podcast and how people can subscribe to it.
Okay, so I'm on YouTube. I have a at Curtis Leong. Curtis Leong is on YouTube, and then also I have a new thing I'm trying is Hero FM. So they go to the phone number that's in the description. I don't have it on my hand. I don't think. So a moment.
I have it. All right, guys, here's what I want you to do. The phone number is 1. So this is in the United States or Canada, right?
Yep. Yep.
It's 1-226 271 2928.
Yep. And just text freedom,
Text the word freedom.
and you can join that podcast there.
Awesome.
Yep. It's a pretty
Awesome.
cool
Awesome.
platform. I found I liked it. They had the one-time fee thing, so I joined it. It was $67, so it's good.
Cool. Rock
Yep.
and roll.
Said
Um,
description.
very cool. Very cool. Let me edit this. I'm trying to show him the phone number.
Okay. Are you edited it up to put on the screen?
Text.
Well, you could do like the banner type thing or whatever, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. All right. Papa, look at that.
There you
Text
go.
freedom to 226-271-2928, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. If you want to
Perfect.
join Curtis's podcast and check out what he's going. So what's going to happen when people join your podcast?
They'll get to be able to join the Hero FM app, and then from there they'll access to about probably 30 of my podcasts I've done in the last year. So,
Cool.
and then I'm trying to do an audiobook, a couple other things on that as well. So,
Cool. So, tell us about the podcast.
oh, it's about hardworking parents, and the different tips I give out. I usually have a couple dad jokes on some of the episodes, so it's always a good laugh because dad jokes to me are hilarious. I like it. My wife hates it because not that because you kind of know the answer, but you don't say the answer.
That's
So,
right.
so many
That's
dad
right.
jokes fun that way. But do you want to hear a dad joke?
Yeah, yeah. Hit us with a dad joke right
All
now.
right. What do you call a sad whale?
I don't
A
know, Curtis.
blue twofer.
A blue twofer.
Yeah. Another one. Why don't blue
Wait,
jays ever
hold on.
panic?
What's a what? I don't get that one. What's a twofer?
It's a type of whale.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. All
Not a
right.
popular one, obviously.
Yeah, I didn't know it. I didn't catch it. Okay,
All right.
okay.
But it's
Good
a little
try.
better
Good try.
one. Why don't blue jays ever panic? Because they always keep it zipped.
All right. Here's one, Curtis.
Yep.
This is a tip. This isn't a joke. More of a dramatic pause before you answer the question.
Oh, right.
Yeah, make them wait for it a little bit more. You're rushing
Okay.
into
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
too fast.
Yeah.
That'll help. What's your next joke?
Let's see. Let me think of another one here. Let's go back. There's always a
Do you have any
louder
good?
one.
Do you have any good ones memorized that are good ones?
Just the why was the scarecrow standing in the middle of the road? So that he can be outstanding in his field.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
that's a classic
oh.
one.
All right.
Why did the trash can? What did the trash can say to the banana peel?
What did the trash can say to the banana peel?
You really slept me up this time.
Brutal.
Yeah.
All right. So cool, guys. This is Curtis. He's talking
Thanks,
about
guys.
his Hardworking Parents podcast. This is the Get Shit Done Show, episode 187. We go live every single day. Welcome. If you're not already a member, then join us. If you want to increase your productivity and overcome procrastination, join us at getshitdone.com. We'd love to see you there. And if you're a longstanding follower and fan and you want to work with me personally, you can sign up for a private hypnosis session at www.workwithtellman, Tellman. I guess I don't have to say www anymore. I'm so old school. Workwithtellman, Tellman.com. Curtis, is there anything else
No, that was all for today.
that we need to touch base on today? Was this helpful?
Yes, it was. It's good. I made some notes here, so I'll follow up.
Awesome. Cool. Oh, Lori says, do you have a favorite business you love in the area where you can broadcast from?
Huh?
Good point. Yeah. So, um,
Oh, just like go to like a Starbucks or something like that, or
I mean, you could go to a Starbucks, go to a place that people are going to want to see, right?
Walmart,
Like
the
Starbucks
beach,
wouldn't
the
hurt,
beach.
but they're
I'll be the
noisy and
beach.
you
The
know.
beach is good because we have a couple beaches that are close by my house.
Yeah, you could try it, see what happens. You
Yeah.
know, you might find that if you go out and about and get out of the house, that your episodes are much more engaging.
Yep.
You know,
Maybe go sit in the beach or something.
that's right. That's right.
It's good background though. Face the water or whatever.
Exactly. Exactly. Cool. Well, Curtis, I think it's time to wrap this up.
Excellent. Sure
Rock
thing,
and
Tillman.
roll. Well, thank you for
Thanks.
being here, and thank you all guys for tuning in. If you whether you're following us on TikTok or Facebook or YouTube or LinkedIn, um, subscribe on the
Yep.
channel you're watching on, like this video, share the video, and join at getshitdone.com. This is Tellman and Curtis. Thank you guys,
Thank
and we'll
you.
see you tomorrow.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.